hasn't seen such ferocious double teams during the year. Nobody really played him like this.
And then when he thought it was coming, they didn't come.
No, they didn't come, and he seemed completely, it worked.
Right.
They did the best job they could on him until the bitter end when Dinwiddie tried him one last time, if we could see that, and Joel did one good thing all night, really just only one good thing. He blocked Dinwiddie.
Oh, yeah.
And he barely got it, but he got it.
Yeah.
He barely got it before it hit the glass. But here's Dinwiddie saying, I think I'm going to try you. No, sorry, because he did have 5 fouls. And he just barely got it, but that was game saver right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And as I keep tweeting, Tyrese Maxey has turned into my favorite NBA player because he is so much fun to watch and so explosive. James is kicked out, and Tyrese said, okay,
Picks it up.
I got you.
He picks it up, Skip.
And he scored the most clutch time points in the last 25 years in a playoff game. He scored 10 in clutch time, that late and close time.
Yeah.
And it was the most since, as you mentioned, Allen Iverson had scored 12, I believe, but it was 25 years ago.
Right.
So my point is, that was sensational.
Yes.
And he is sensational. He's turning into, I don't know if I need to put this pressure on him, but he looks like a star to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's the third star who can be the second best player on the team, although James was really good in the time that he played.
James was playing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be the second option because James only signed a 1-year deal. What transpires with that?
Yeah. Whatever the Sixers are, they're going to have to be right here, right now, because you know and I know it'll probably blow up after this.
Absolutely.
James wants to go back to Houston.
But you know what, Skip? You're right. I think the thing is with Joel Embiid only having 14 points. Joel Embiid only having 14 points, and somehow they're still finding a way to win this ball game. Brooklyn played as well as they could possibly play, except probably skip the last couple of minutes of the game. They did give a couple of uncontested threes that really hurt them, but Tyrese Maxey started pulling them from 26, 27 feet. I mean, what do you want to do with that? He's coming off, they went under the screen, and they're not expecting him to shoot. They're expecting him to try to go all the way to the rim, and he just elevates.
Yeah. Hey, this kid's got big, you know what? Yeah. He will take and make the biggest shots, and he has so much fun playing basketball. And it was kind of a game saver, the way he took the game over. Joel saved it with the block, because the game in and of itself was hard to watch.
Yeah.
We had incidents all over the place.
Right.
We had referees losing control, trying to regain control to a fault. And we had Brooklyn playing the kind of scrappy basketball that's hard to watch because it gets ugly after a while.
You know what it is, Skip? It's kind of like when you in college when they have that one big man, like you used to watch Virginia with Ralph Sampson, and everybody had those little guys and they just frustrated him, and he couldn't get a shot up. They played as well, and P.J. Tucker probably got 2 or 3 of the biggest offensive rebounds of his life.
He did.
They gave them.
But he is good at that. That's what he's done his whole career.
Exactly. He's not giving you the point. And he's normally really good on short corner threes, Skip.
Yeah.
He hadn't been that good in this series. But those offensive rebounds, they give them a second crack. When that was huge, because the Nets are so small, Skip, they got crushed on the glass again, and you know they're gonna really get crushed once Claxton goes out, because he's their biggest guy, and he's only like 6'9". So now you play with Royce O'Neal, and you play with Dinwiddie, and you play with Mikal Bridges.
Yeah. So the big picture of this is the 2 players I love the most long term, Durant, and then I've been pushing for Embiid to win MVP all year. They're both seeing defenses they didn't see all year. That maybe, except Kevin, it started with Boston a year ago in the playoffs. That the Celtics wrote the book on how to play Kevin in the postseason, and now the Clippers are executing the book. Well, my point is, without book, as in Devin Booker, that they're going to lose because
he's out of his mind right now.
Both Kevin and Embiid look overmatched against these come one, come all defenses where as soon as they touch the ball, it's 2 or 3 are coming to them and saying, well, you just can't beat us. And yet the last time I saw, and we're going to talk about this a little later in the show, but here comes Boston and Philadelphia. It's looming up.
It's going to happen.
Okay, it sure looks like
it's inevitable.
Because it looks like, to me, that the Celtics will go up 3-0 at Atlanta tonight, and that would be 3-0, 3-0, so collision course. And yet, the last time I saw Philly play Boston, it looked like they tried to double Embiid, and he didn't even care. Remember, he just kept pulling up from 15, 17 feet and just killing him. Scored 50.
I can live with that. But I can't live with him putting him on the foul line. I can't live with him living in the paint. Skip, if you're going to hit 15 to 17 footers, you can live with that. But what you can't live with of him going 20 or 23 from the free throw line.
Okay, what did he do last night? Why was this a contest? He shot 5 total free throws. This is a man who averages 12 free throws a game. This is a man who led the league making 10 free throws a game. Well, when he makes 4 free throws, it's a precipitous drop. You won, and you were in position to steal the game, or this was a home game for Brooklyn, to win the game. And if they had, all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, is this a series? And you're going to take your pound of flesh from them because you're going to drag this series out. And they needed to stay on course with Boston because now both teams are set up to get some rest before next weekend when the semifinals would start. Okay, so then now we get to the ultimate question again. Do you really believe that Joe Dumars and company upstairs at the NBA office, will they reassess this? Will they take such a public beating over their decision on the fly last night that they'll say, we got to take a game away from Joel?
I don't think that the way they operate is that they're looking at it publicly, because publicly they've taken a beating for suspending Draymond. A lot of people don't think Draymond, but you have to do what you feel is in the best interest of the game. And given Draymond's history and the antics that came along with it afterwards, I think that was the right decision. I do agree with you. I think it's going to be a little harder because you didn't eject the guy. You didn't eject him, but somehow you come back and suspend him for a game. Now, they might come back and say that maybe it should have been a flagrant 2. Maybe they upgraded. And then that's a bigger fine.
But it's after the fact. It won't really matter.
Correct.
And the only thing Philly's got going for it, and maybe even the league office, if they really wanted to make good on this in their eyes, I don't believe they need to or should, but if they did, at least you know in the back of your minds that Philly's up 3-0. So if you bust him the one game, it's the second game at Brooklyn, the 4th game of the series. And even if they lose, they're probably good. So they could go home and finish it off. And then you rightfully punished, you judiciously punished Joel Embiid. I don't want to see that happen. I don't believe it will happen.
And Philly only shot 13 free throws.
Philly, I know.
Joel Embiid normally shoots that by himself.
Okay, but who was the aggressor last night? Who attacked on defense? Well, it was the home team last night. And in the Clippers-Phoenix game, the Clippers played defense. It's so funny. We've always talked about Kawhi and PG, the 2 best tandem perimeter defenders.
Not anymore.
That's a thing of the past. But last night, you want to talk about team defense for Ty Lue? You want to talk about strategic brilliance where every time down, I'm looking at, that's a new wrinkle. That's a new wrinkle. He pulled out every stop to stop Kevin Durant. Now, they didn't stop Devin Booker.
Because Book, I ain't going side to side. I'm going downhill. Y'all ain't got Zubac. Y'all got no shot blockers. So once he broke the initial and drove the lane, it was layup.
So in the end, I'm okay with the way it was refereed, except for the Harden call. But in the end, Philly survived. Philly won. All is well that ended well for them.
I thought, Skip, when I saw James Harden walking up, I thought he was hurt. I didn't realize I'm like, hold on.
You probably had the sound down.
I did. I had the sound down. So I just see him walking back to the locker. I said, I hope you're okay.
He was truly, authentically shocked. Like, seriously. And as he said after the game, I didn't even think I fouled him. Like, I didn't think a flagrant 2.
That was excessive.
Okay, that's makeup because they're still not sure about how they ruled over Joel. So, like, okay, are we good now? Okay.
And Tony Brothers, he was voted the best NBA official.
You know what? That's a good point in that The Athletic anonymous poll. He was number 1. So he was the one presiding. Okay, I'll take that.
A lot of people would say those calls decided the outcome of this one, guys. All right, let's move a little west now. You think the Suns should be discouraged despite a Game 3 win. I need you guys to break this one down for me. Plus, did the Warriors send a message with that dominating victory last night? Let's discuss on the other side of this break. And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM Radio.